Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Monday Market, where we take a look at last week in real estate. I'm your agent, Connor Coultrup, from Remax Land Exchange in Kincardine. Now, I hope you've all been having a good long weekend. I know it's been rainy and crummy, but hopefully you've been able to make the best of it with your family. And I'm here to cheer you up with some statistics, which is never a sentence I thought I would say. But moving on, for this video, we're going to be covering the time period from May 10th until May 17th. And in our local trading area during that time, we've had 32 properties become listed on the market for the first time, 16 properties became conditionally sold, and an additional 16 properties became fully sold. Now, I know in a lot of previous videos those numbers line up 1-to-1, and they do again this week, but I just wanted to cover that that's not always the case. Sometimes conditions can run longer than that. So just because one house went conditional, it doesn't mean it's going to be sold in the same week. But I digress. During the same time period, we've had 3 property price increases, 2 price decreases, and 7 properties have left the market entirely. So simply put, we had a better week than last week again, which is absolutely fantastic news for everyone. There's lots of new stuff coming on the market right now, and sales are starting to pick up once again. So it looks like some of you have been taking my advice that it actually can be a pretty decent time to buy if you know what you're looking for. So in happier news still, or at least for me, we finally got April statistics released. Thank goodness. Now, does anybody else feel like during all this craziness that time has slowed down to an absolute crawl? I know I certainly have. And I have thought I've been waiting on April stats being released for forever at this point. But they're finally here and we can talk about them. So because of that, I know normally we slow things down a little bit at this point and we talk about micro communities throughout different areas, but because the new stats are released, we're going to take a broader look at the entire RagBoss board and we're going to see what everyone's been up to. So let's jump into that. So for April specifically, we have saw a decline of residential sales by 53.7%, and when we go to include all types of homes, or all types of properties rather, we get up to 58.2%. It's easy to say losing 50 to 60% of any pie is going to make for a very sad dinner party. But then again, I don't think that's especially surprising considering everything that's going on. Now, new residential listings, so things coming on the market, are down by 49.8%, which probably tells us that this trend of lower than expected sales is going to continue for the future. As we did see, this week was pretty good, so things are improving in the short term, but when looking at the long-term forecast, things are still going to take a really long time to get back to normal. So, jumping forward to months of inventory, and once again, months of inventory is literally the months of inventory that we have for everything to sell if the current rate of sales continued at their same pace. Currently, we're sitting at 5.8 months, which is actually a really nice increase from last year's stat of 3.2 months. Properties are moving very quickly then, but still lower than the average that we were expecting, which would have been 6.6 months. So what this is telling us is that properties that are priced correctly are selling very quickly, but some properties are taking a little longer than usual. But overall, there are more properties available for buyers than there was this time last year, which is good. If you're a buyer who's looking to take advantage of this market, or if you're a seller who's looking to price their home properly, we do a lot of things at this point. We do 3D tours, we do virtual CMAs if you're not comfortable with us coming over still, and we have all the technology equipped to make sure you're selling your home quickly, properly, and getting the right price whether you're buying or selling. So if you need help with either of those things, as always, you can reach me at 519-386-5745, or you can email me at connor@remax-lx.ca. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this week's look into the market, and I will see you next week.